What's up, folks? Got another Bible I want to show you guys. This Bible was sent to me from the good folks at Zondervan. This is going to be our MVP Bible for the Everything Bibles Facebook group. I'm going to post this video on my personal YouTube channel as well as the Everything Bibles YouTube channel. So regardless of which one you're watching it on, be sure you're a subscriber. The only catch is be sure that you're subscribing and commenting on videos in the Everything Bibles channel so that you're eligible for giveaways. So anyway, let's get into it. This is the Storyline Bible from Zondervan in the NIV. The purpose of this Bible is to show how each story plays a part and how they all connect. That's the point. I'm reminded of Luke 24 verses 25 through 27 when Jesus talks with the disciples after his resurrection and explains the scriptures to them concerning him and how they kind of relate to him. So it's one story and how they all connect and how it turns into one narrative about redemption, about God's glory, about God's love. So anyway, that's the purpose of this Bible. It is a hardback. The underside of the dust jacket is just a black cover. I like the dust jacket better. I think it looks more attractive. So we're going to keep it on there. And let's open her up. You have a title page. And there's a lot of, it's just a really attractive text. You have multicolor text, which I always love. I think it adds some contrast and keeps you interested in the text. Another explanation of the Bible there. This is a 2019 printing in China, and it is the Comfort Print edition. Here are the table of contents, and at any time you can pause it. This should be in HD, so you should be able to pause it and zoom if you need to see anything. You have the foreword, the introduction to the Storyline Bible, which explains the different eras. They go through the 7 different eras that are shown in the Bible. Here are the 7 eras. You have creation, patriarchs, Moses, Israel, after exile, Jesus, and the church. And different topics fall into those eras, and they'll be shown by different color coding, as you see there. So throughout the Bible, most of it's chronologically done, so you'll see the majority of the text in that area is going to be in that era. But every now and then you'll see something pop up from a different era, so it reminds you of like, especially in the New Testament, you'll have things from the patriarchs, things from Moses, things from creation that'll pop up throughout the New Testament, especially. All right, so then you'll have an explanation of the different eras and their color coding. Sorry if I'm going a little fast. I just wanted to show you all these things before we run out of time. All right, so then you have the Bible Mesh curriculum, which is pretty neato. Be sure to read over that. You can also check out BibleMesh.com, as you see there underneath the title, and it's a pretty cool little study technique. All right, here you have the preface, and then we'll get to, like you see at the beginning, it talks about the writing of Scripture, the reliability of Scripture, and that falls under the church era, the final era. So that's pretty neat. How to read the Bible falls under that era as well. And then we'll get to the text. You have book introductions. Okay, so it gives you an introduction, background, content of each book. And you have an outline and a storyline. So it tells you how this story starts and finishes. The last portion starts to the next portion. You have your outline, and it shows you in here where it's going to go. So it's pretty neat. So Genesis will get you through era 3. It'll get you through Moses. So it's pretty cool. Or to Moses, at least. All right, and the text is an 11-point font. Really readable. The paper is kind of thin, but not a lot of ghosting. It's really, really nice. These full-page articles, there's indexes in the back, both divided by the era as well as the chronological order. I'll show you those when we get to them. And you can see all the color. There's so much color. And like I was saying, the text is a 2-color. And in creation, you got so many articles here that I can show you. There's a blue. They use this this darker blue for the little section headings and the chapter numbers. And you can see that throughout the text. So it does give it a nice little contrast. And like here, you can see the blue. It breaks it up just enough to keep it from visually getting monotonous. The double column layout's really nice, really easy to read. The text is not crowded. There's a lot of space. It seems like it's spread out even with the larger text size. It's really, really readable. I can read it. I'm several feet away from it, even though it looks like I'm really close with the camera. I'm a couple foot from it. My eyeballs are. And like I said, you have these full page You have these full page articles, and that's all going to be indexed in the back. You can find out about those. But as you can see, they're all color coded for that era, and that is kind of the theme of this book, this study Bible, or this thematic Bible, is to show you how these stories link together. All right, so let's zip to the back. You can kind of see that it's pretty similar from book to book. You have your introduction, background, content on your chapter introduction. You have your storyline, and you have your outline. Good stuff. And for instance, Ecclesiastes is not really linked to a specific era which it runs through. So anyway, and that's pretty common throughout the entire Bible. You can see this Joel introduction, background, content, storyline, outline, and it shows it's under the Israel era. So it's good stuff. All right, let's get to the New Testament here. You can see it's a black letter text, and so many section headings. You can see it. The blue really does make a difference here, where it breaks up those different sections, and it gives you it's more visually appealing, easier to read, in my opinion. Good stuff. Let's get to the back, and you can see how these in the New Testament, it really jumps, and you can see the different eras represented in the New Testament. So really cool stuff. All right, we'll get to the back, and you can see these indexes. The indexes are going to be very helpful if you're using these articles and reading these articles. And I'll show you there. They're indexed based in chronological or canonical order, and then you have them. The next index is based on the era. And then you have a subject index. All right, so this is by era. And then you have the very last index is by the subject index, which is really cool and useful as well. Then you get to your typeface. Note regarding the type. I wish this was at the beginning of the edition so people can read it. I love 2K Denmark. Claus and Heidi do such a great job with designing these fonts and executing a very well-meaning representation of the character of that translation. So the NIV font is supposed to represent the NIV, the nature of the NIV, just like the King James 2K Denmark font and the New King James and the NASB. They all look a little different, and they all represent their respective translation fairly well, in my opinion. Now the maps are very colorful. I like them. They're on glossy cardstock, but that's my pet peeve. Probably won't ever use them because they're on glossy cardstock, but That's just, maybe it's just me. Anyway, I love the matte finish cardstock for the map section, but I know a lot of folks do like the glossy cardstock, or they wouldn't continue using it. Anyway, here's the back, and I'll show you the ISBN. I'll also have a link in the description so you can check it out to purchase, and all that good stuff. So anyway, that's the Storyline Bible from Zondervan in the NIV. Thank you again to our friends at Zondervan for supplying this so we can give it away as our MVP Bible. And we'll be giving another one away as well in the future. So thank you again to them. Be sure that you are also in the Everything Bibles group, whether it's via Instagram or Facebook, in our Buy, Sell, and Trade Everything Bibles there on Facebook as well. Be sure to be connected with the community, and also be sure that you're a subscriber to the Everything Bibles YouTube channel and eligible for the giveaways every month. So thanks again for watching. God bless.